guys another video, and it's not an actual episode, more of kind of like a tribute. One of the motovloggers that I follow, CycleCruza, he posted a video that I was unaware of, where he talks about one of our very own in the motovlogger community, Annette Carrion, had gone down this last Saturday, and she unfortunately did not live through it. And this comes as like a shock. I mean, I only had seen a couple of Annette's videos, and I wasn't an active subscriber on her channel, but she did live here in the city where I live in, and it's tough, man. Like that, any news like that where another writer, especially someone who's, you know, that active in the motovlogger community and that well respected, it's heartbreaking. And it just goes along with, you know, the last video that I posted about, you know, 5 tips for new riders, and some of the other videos that I've done where I talk about rider safety. And I don't know how much more I can stress it about rider safety. And, you know, having been down on a bike a few times now, knowing that feeling of you know, shit, what's gonna happen as you're about to get in an accident, like it's fucking terrifying, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So from what I can gather from the article here on our local, not papers, but, you know, local news that I've read online, it looks like Annette was riding on the come on, brakes, work with me. She was riding on Ortega Highway, and that highway is no fucking joke. Like, I've been on that road once, and I will not ride that road again. Like, that road is utterly terrifying. It's not a road that I would want to do, you know, the twisties on. I've been to Glendora Mountain Road. I've been to Mulholland. Those are fun in their own way, but I mean, even on their best day, they're still sketchy because, you know, there's oil and contaminants and debris out there, and, you know, you're riding down a mountainside and anything can happen, right? So I guess what happened was Annette was going about 70 to 80 miles per hour through the road. And I actually looked back and looked at some of her videos, and, you know, she has skill. She's not an unskilled rider. She knows what she's doing for the most part, right? But from what I talked about in previous videos, there is that level of not getting inside your head. And I can't say, because obviously I wasn't there and I'm not her, but, you know, you always have like that moment where you're so confident in what you're doing that you feel like you can be unaffected by it. And like I said in, you know, my previous videos, that's when you make mistakes, and unfortunately, you know, mistakes can cost you your life, especially when you're doing like mountain riding or, you know, going through the twisties. I personally don't care to do that anymore. That's not really my thing. I'm not big on it anymore. If I want to do some quick turns, then, you know, I'll probably just go to the track. I'll do a track day and I'll trailer my bike out there and do that. But I mean, I'll never do the mountain riding again. The last time I did it was really fun. I mean, I can go through it okay, but I don't go through it at like 60, 70 miles an hour, because I know I'm not that good in the turns. Like, I'm just not. So it's really unfortunate that, you know, Annette was doing 70, 80 miles an hour and underestimated a turn. And I guess from what the newspaper says is that she missed a turn, and I guess she hit the rail, and it kind of just launched her over the side. I mean, I can't explain in words like how terrifying that moment would be. And another thing is, like, I guess she took a hiatus from vlogging, and she lost her mom and then shortly after, I think within like less than a month, her father passed away. So just like a really bad chain of events, and it's so heartbreaking. So I wanted to take a moment with you guys to I'll do one light. Let's just do a moment of silence for Annette. Videos, and I'll probably keep saying it, I'll probably always comment on riding safety and rider checks and things of that nature, but I want to somehow be part of, you know, the motorcycle community in a way that I can like make an impact. You know, all of us at some point may have been down on a bike. We recover from it, we get our head straight, and we move on, and then we get back on the bike, right? Because it's something that not most people can understand how it feels. It's such an unreal feeling, right? That's why we ride motorcycles, because we don't get this feeling from anything else. I used to be really heavy into off-roading, like desert riding or desert like driving, and I thought nothing else would give me that thrill, but you know, since I've been on a bike, it's like, okay, no, yeah, for sure, nothing will ever give me this feeling. It's such a liberating feeling to be on a bike, and having been down the 2 times I've been down, there's like I feel like I have to convince my family that it's okay, that, you know, this time I'm going to be safe. This time I'm going to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to not put myself in the situations like that, to prove to them that, you know, I can be just as safe on a bike than most people are in their cars. And I always get that, you know, from most of my family and friends, and, you know, even coworkers too. I always get that that comment, it's not you that you have to worry about, it's everyone else. And I used to fully agree with that, but I have a problem with that now. It's not everyone else. It's not 100% everyone else. I put it 50-50. It's half you and half them. Because if you're driving, say even at the speed limit, let's even put it at 510 plus a speed limit, chances are you're going to be able to avoid those situations that when it's someone, you know, when that 50% is someone else's fault. But when you put 100% on that other person, you're putting zero liability on yourself, which you're basically saying to yourself, I have no excuse to ride normally. Like, I can ride however I want, and there will be no fucking repercussions at all. And that's not true. Like, I wish more people understood that. Like, rider safety is now my biggest thing. Like, even when I'm going through like an intersection that's been green, like, I will actively look and check both ways and then proceed with you know, throttling through it. I won't just go right through the green, because now I assume that, you know, there's gonna be someone who blows right through the light if that's the case, and I can prevent that. That is something that is 100% avoidable, because if I'm paying attention to what I'm doing and I'm making the effort, chances are I'm going to be able to avoid some situations that kind of come out of nowhere, like those freak situations. And I'm not shifting any kind of blame. I know this kind of took a little bit of a turn from like the original content, which is, you know, Annette going down and losing somebody. Oh, look at this box. It's avoid that. Box of fucking bananas. But what I am saying is, you know, you have to assume some level of danger when you're doing stuff like going through the twisties, or when you're stunting on a main street where it's, you know, not really safe to do so. I kind of grew out of doing wheelies on the main road because if I loop out or one wrong mistake and that's it, you know, I can get run over, I can get hit. Look at this guy. Just ran it and didn't care. Shit like that. So let's just say I'm splitting that traffic that I was just in, and I'm doing like 25-30 splitting that. That lady would have just come out of nowhere and I would have fucking hit her. But I've learned from my experience with going down the last time that, you know, I was going too fast for you know, that traffic was permitted to be doing. Like, I was going too fast. And I've said it in my other videos, and I'll keep saying it, because I was for sure at fault. 50% at least, right? I'm not going to put myself 100% at fault. That other dude was a fucking idiot. He shouldn't have been in the carpool lane. He shouldn't have tried getting out of the carpool lane. And, I mean, it is what it is, right? I lost everything because of a mistake that we both had. He had a fucking day where he made a bad decision. I had a day where I made a bad decision. And there's no real... I can't go back on that. It is what it is, and it happened, and all I was able to do was just move forward and keep going. And it took me 2 years to get back on a bike. And I mentioned that in my welcome back video. It felt so good to finally be back on a bike, and it felt even better to be back on a bike and doing moto vlogs for you guys. I'm not a big moto vlogger. I don't expect to be this big YouTube sensation, this big YouTube hit. I do this because I fucking love to do it. This is something that excited me. This is something that I was passionate about doing for you guys. And if I can relay some safety to you guys, if I can relay some tips and get it to stick in your head, like, be safe out there, fucking ride safe, be prepared for whatever may come down the road, then I'll fucking do it. And I will tell you guys every fucking video. But what happened, you know, with Annette is it puts me a little on edge too, because I start doubting being back on a bike. And I shouldn't. I mean, I ride as safe as I possibly can. I take all the precautions and make sure that I'm riding to the best of my ability to be safe and not do dumb shit. I mean, I'll be honest, sometimes I do find myself where I'm exceeding the speed limit a little bit, or going through traffic a little too fast, and I'll catch myself and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Slow the fuck down. There's really no need for this. And I'll put myself in check, and it's like, okay, noted, relax, calm down. But I mean, at the end of the day, I can only say so much. I can only give you guys so much, like, tips, and I can only let you guys know so much, that just to be safe out there and watch traffic and make sure no one is gonna fucking jump in front of you for whatever given reason. But it's, I can help. I can give you those tips. I can give you my opinions on it. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, what you take away from it is what you take away from it, and I can't force it on anybody, and I'm not trying to force it on anybody. I just want people to ride safe. I want people to know what they're capable of and what to look out for. Because having a strong motorcycle community, having a strong motovlog community, like, I live for that shit. Like, since I started vlogging again, I followed so many fucking vloggers that weren't around 2 years ago, that came up like out of nowhere, And I love watching fucking content, man. Like, I love some of the shit people talk about. So I want to fucking strive to keep that community intact and by any means possible. And I'll just keep drilling that shit into my videos, man. And nothing personal, and it's not me being fucking preachy, but it's me just trying to keep everybody upright and safe. I appreciate you guys riding with me today. Hopefully this wasn't a little too much of a downer for you guys, but I appreciate you guys being here and listening to what I have to say. Annette, we know you're up there looking down on us, and we'll all miss you for sure. I'll see you guys next week when I put up another episode. So if you guys haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you guys have thoughts and prayers that you would like to post or opinions, post that shit in the comment section below. Until we see you guys next week, I'm Psycho. I'm out. Peace.